And now we can see just a little bit of skirmishing going on. Inquisitor Adrastea needs to be a little bit more careful. And there goes the Warlock. The Warlock, by the way, got the Immolator blade. Interesting, I don't usually see that, but it does burn a big patch of ground. Potentially very useful in team games, especially versus Imperial Guard, actually, because they are small, light units. A lot of damage here happening, though. Honestly, this Bane Wolf is getting a lot more kills than it should. I think the Brightlands team is firing at all sorts of other things throughout that. But now it looks like our Eldar friend BioFreak is taking control of the situation. Once again, the red team is all the way across the battlefield. Oh, we have our first Autarch call-in on the retreating troops right now with the grenades. Did some reasonable damage, but of course, Assault Marines and Tactical Marines are pretty tough people there. But again, criticism right now, you can see scouts just sitting around for BuffelDriver. His side of the map, he really should be capturing that. Of course, this is kind of annoying to blow up here. And I just heard a Manticore shot go off someplace. That was likely somewhere around here, but I have no idea exactly. That's fine. But again, now we're finally starting to see that. But really, if you're going to do a major attack, this is kind of like in StarCraft 2. People always say that when you go off on a big attack, that's when you should expand, because you're going to have the full focus of your opponent's attention at that time. Similarly here, if you're going to go off on a huge attack like that, that's when you should run off and cap all that stuff, because they're not going to have time to defend any of those points, and as a result, a single scout can likely get away with that. Some nice repair here, giving some longevity to the Bane Wolf. And for the time being here, the score is going to be 2-0 in favor of the blue team. So it's 456 versus 270 points right now. There's a beautiful Manticore shot. And oh no! Unfortunately, nobody even moved as a result of that. I believe Hiti just took some horrific losses there. Lost a Chaos Space Marine squad and a Noise Marine squad right around that victory point there, just by taking the full force of that Manticore barrage there. We can see here, it looks like the Autarch is in here getting nitty-gritty, putting some damage on all these gentlemen, along with the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer, it has to be careful, though. He could very well be outstaying his welcome, but honestly, it looks like they are actually just taking way too much damage from melee there and having to back away. You can see Adrastea trying to defend her troops right now, Tactical Space Marines moving in, and the rest of these gentlemen being forced to retreat here. So, again, kind of, you know, back and forth here. But always remember victory points right now. The red team was really in charge of this map for quite a long time, and however they are so far behind because they actually can't physically grab points, and that's going to be the most important thing that's holding it back. Brightlands team, however, makes an appearance and finally picks off that Bane Wolf, and oh! Direct shots from the Manticore barrage. Not even a trace of this thing left. I think we see a single smoldering Eldar left there, but that Brightlands team goes down just a little bit too late there to save the Bane Wolf, but that's okay. Hopefully our scouts down here. Remember, man, shift-click your troops around. It's the easiest way to forget about them. Just click. Right-click that, hold down shift, right-click that, hold down shift. Right. Obviously, that wouldn't work because it has a power node on it. But still, you can queue things up and make your life easier, so you don't have to keep looking at them. We have yet another Autarch call-in here. I was not watching her enough to know if she got killed or if she just simply did a sky leap and came back. But either way, doing some damage here. But as you can see, BioFreak and Hiti are taking a lot of damage here. They both just had an unfortunate amount of casualties right now. GodAmongMen and BuffelDriver both are looking pretty beefy. As you can see, GodAmongMen does have his Ogryns out on the field right now. That's pretty sweet. That's exactly what we need. Hiti's getting a Blood Crusher right now, which is a lot less important. It doesn't quite have the punch that it normally would if it just got out there. And as you can see, finally, for the first time, it looks like GodAmongMen and BuffelDriver are actually going to retain control over this map. Not a bad idea. I mean, they definitely focused on winning with units early game there, but always remember to capture points. That's very important. A lot of stuff going on up here. We can see it looks like, oh, doing some terrific damage here. The Autarch, once again, is just going to be flapping around, chasing away all of these Imperial Guardsmen, and a little bit of a push here coming out of the Eldar. But as you can see, Adrastea and her cadre of Space Marines and Force Commanders and all that are going to be moving along. I haven't really pointed out the gear too much here. Adrastea does just have the thing that gives her a little bit more energy and stuff. We do have a full set of gear here on the Force Commander. Power Sword, Armor of the Alacrity, giving him more health and allowing him to sprint, and the Iron Halo, which we see active on him right now, giving him that Mana Shield ability. Energy Shield. I know, people hate it when I call it mana. Honestly, though, I'm an old-school gamer. If it's blue and you spend it on spells, it's mana in my brain. Down here in the south, we can see it looks like Manticore shots coming down on everybody, and that time they actually got out of there, so that's pretty good. The Ogryns continue to do quite a bit of damage here. We can see a little bit of a howl there coming out of the Blood Crusher. The Ogryns almost taking out that Blood Crusher, but actually really nice use of Worship here just to kind of get him out of harm's way. And oh, nice! Look at that Cacophonous Blast right there, knocking back all of those gentlemen, killing all but a single Ogryn, actually. Great use of that Cacophonous Blast ability. That's looking pretty sweet there. Taking a look more up to the north, again, we see the Eldar continually fighting away here against the Imperial Guard. This is a pretty good Imperial Guard squad. They have been upgraded to have a sergeant and as well as the plasma rifles. Drastia is going to have to beat a hasty retreat, and it looks like the Eldar are going to win the day for the time being here. Those guards would just need to get out of there. They're going to take way too much damage. And now he can go about gen bashing and doing whatever he wants. This Manticore needs to be a little bit careful here. Where exactly is he firing right now? We'll have to see. More towards the center, I would assume. Yes. And once again, oh no, unfortunately, not really moving out of the way. Taking just a ton of damage there. Noise Marine's down to a single gentleman. So we'll see that during all of this time here, Hiti went to tier 3 and BioFreak went to tier 3. Very risky, both of you going to tier 3 without a lot of units. Putting both of your eggs in the tier 3 basket is a little bit risky, and as you can see, BioFreak doesn't have much to contribute to the battlefield right now because he just basically teched right to Avatar. And honestly, Avatar is a lot weaker when you don't have a big old army to take care of it. And again with the Autarch Colin, I'm not exactly sure. He either keeps losing his Autarch or he keeps using the Skyleap ability. The Skyleap, I guess it does have the Executioner now, so that's okay. So he must be using that. But as you can see here, we do have some Assault Marines coming on top. And oh no, our Warlock friend goes down. And it looks like there goes the Skyleap once again. So a lot of Skyleaping going on for BioFreak here, making it actually very difficult for me to keep track of, of that Avatar. Sorry, not Avatar. Autarch. Anyhow, so like I was trying to say, a lot of times when you see good players grab an Avatar, it's because they've preserved all their units throughout the game, have managed to spend money on reinforcing, on expanding and putting out generators, and finally get to tier 3 and then get an Avatar. Much more powerful than just sneaking to tier 3, losing all your units and getting an Avatar. However, this is an interesting sort of average level game here, and really all bets are off in terms of whether or not that's a good idea. So the Avatar is out on the field right now, instantly getting backed up by some Wraith Guard. Obviously he wants to take control of the situation. There are lots of little troopers out there that he has to worry about. More towards the center, we can see the red team fighting over our victory points once again. The red team is dangerously low. Given all of the power they have on the field right now, they really are not giving any attention to the southern side of the map. That is a huge blind spot. I'm sure they're just not thinking about it like that. But as you can see, there's no reason they should be so far behind. Their opponents are at 400 points. Ooh, man, massive looking. Oh god, all of the Guardians just got wrecked by a single Manticore barrage there. But yeah, their opponents are at 400 points, and they were at like 100 points practically, so they're really far behind. They have finally caught up right now. It is 2-1 in terms of victory points. We can see this Blood Crusher is trying as hard as it can to suicide against the Manticore, and suicide it does, getting beaten upon by Assault Marines with Melt-A-Bombs and Ogrins and all sorts of other stuff here. We can see here a nice little sync kill coming out of that. We do have Judgment going down on top of the Avatar right now. Miss Adrastia is somewhere around here. There she is. She has the Infernal Pistol right there. And the Avatar is going to have to back away. Once again, without any sort of backup, these things by themselves don't usually do a lot of damage, but oh god, and this, you can't see, we do have the Wraith Guard out here, but again, the Wraith Guard is about to be set upon by everybody, but a beautiful looking Wailing Doom is going to clear the path and hopefully get them to safety. As you can see though, these guys are very slow. There's just not enough troops out here. BioFreak and Hiti are really far behind in terms of units, but they do have a pretty awesome looking Avatar in the field right now. Avatar are going to engage in some fisticuffs perhaps with this little Dreadnought, but no, it looks like it's going to have to back away. That's the right choice, honestly. That Avatar is just having too hard of a time here. We can see the Warlock was actually going all the way in right now, trying to avoid suppression and do something to this Manticore, but that's not going to work. That's a little bit too risky. Again, remember what's going to win you the game at this stage. You win with victory points. Neither of these teams is ever going to win with base annihilation or anything like that. It looks like our Chaos Sorcerer here ran all the way out here and got killed at some point, likely forgotten about. But yeah, it's very important to just keep an eye on that, because right now the red team could really, or honestly, the red team is losing this game for themselves right now. Ooh, here we go. We can see a nice little Colin there from the Inquisitor, hopefully damaging some of these retreating troops, but honestly not doing too much there. The Warlock is moving out. It looks like he is upgrading Warp Throw right now, so perhaps we'll see a little bit of that. They're getting clever at the Warp Throw. I think a lot of people... Ooh. Where's that Manticore shot? Oh, just Manticoring the base right there. Oh, wrecking away. You can see killing the Warlock, stunning the Wraith Guards. The Wraith Guards have to resupply. Right now, BioFreak is completely taken out of this equation. He is just hanging back in his base. And again, just to be a broken record here, there's no reason why Red shouldn't control this entire map. Hiti, again, with 2 little people. By the way, this is just very important in general. I see a lot of people do this on the forums, which is that they'll just come out, and I'll pause just to describe this idea for a second here. A lot of people will come out on the forums and they'll say, my God, what should I do against this? And they'll post a replay, and they'll say, this thing is the most broken thing ever. And it's very evident that they haven't even watched their own replays. Probably the best thing you can do is just watch your own replays. You'd be very surprised. Like, I bet in the game right now, according to the red players here, they have no idea that the blue players have so little troops. It's kind of hard in team games to kind of keep an accurate inventory of what your opponent has. Like, for instance, if you asked any of these guys, are there still Guardians running around on the battlefield right now? They might not be able to answer that question because neither of them have really been fighting directly with Guardians. Obviously, GodAmongMen probably has a better idea because he is sitting here pounding away at the base. But little questions like that, like, oh, did we kill that unit? I can't quite remember here. They might be surprised to find out there's only 4 units on the battlefield right now, not counting heroes, of course. So it's very important when you watch your own replays. This is the second big criticism. When you watch your own replays, don't just relive all the fun stuff you already know you did. I mean, sometimes it's fun. Like, if that's your only goal, yeah, go ahead and watch your replays. Look at all the wonderful kills you got and that sort of thing. But when you're watching your own replays and you're trying to gain knowledge from that, actually just sit down and try to watch everything other than what you know you already did. Watch what was happening on the other side of the battlefield. Watch what was happening with the unit that you forgot about, or what your ally was doing during a particular battle. You'll learn a lot more that way. I'm going to go ahead and resume this replay, though. Enough of that little bit of a rant there.